Yeah, we're gonna give some people some time to get in here before we start. It's just a little intro right here with the music. So we're gonna move over to the workbench and the game table. Gonna look at some pictures also. We're gonna talk a little bit of EF. So for now, enjoy the music. We're gonna allow some more for some more use for some more viewers to come in. And don't be shy. Let us know you're in the house. Let us know you're in the house. Check. Microphone check. Okay, we're back. See. So we got 10 so far. So we're gonna go ahead and move over to the workbench. Just give me a moment to change my position. We're gonna talk a little bit about figures here today. Still working on some sculpts. Just gotta get in position. Give me a moment here. Give me a moment here to switch this mic cable over. So I got these, I've been saving these linemen right here for this video. So this team could have been done, you know, a long time ago. But need material for, you know, these videos I'm doing here. This is one of my linemen I'm working with. You know, I just gotta smooth out the ridges in the clay to get it to look decent. We're not gonna spend too much time here. You know, we're gonna eventually go over to the game table. So you know, before I run my Dremel, let me get this mask on real quick. So just bear with me. I'll do my best to answer any questions as I see them come up. You know, I have the screen over here to the side so I can see any comments you guys may have. Just give me a moment to put on my my face shield here. Had a little accident. Now we're in position here. So we're gonna run our Dremel for a little while. We'll start sanding a little bit on this figure. So this is right here is where I do all my work at. Getting these sculpts together. Let's make sure my hand's still on the camera. Alright. So plus this would give some other viewers time to come in. You know. So yeah, I've been sculpting now for about modifying. Let me rephrase that. Sculpt modifying. Been sculpt modifying now for about 2 years now. So now that I've pretty much got my technique down, that's all I want to do now to my figures. Is take my Dremel and cut them up and make them look different. Got a few figures I want to show in the pictures in a moment when we go over to the desktop. Look at the pictures. So basically, now the clay is on the figure. I use my Dremel to just smooth out the ridges in the clay. Any small little imperfections on the surface of the figure, this Dremel helps me to clear off those little blemishes or bumps, if you will. Yeah, so it's coming together nicely. And if there are any cracks in the clay, I can apply more clay to fill in those cracks. So pretty much it's just a starting the figure is basically, let's turn it off for a moment. You know, starting the figure, starting to sculpt on the figure, it's a lot of setting and positioning of the two pieces, the torso and the legs. And after I apply the clay, I sand, apply more clay to fill in any cracks, and I keep doing that until the figure smooths out correctly, until it smooths out. Then I'll be able to paint it afterwards. Okay, so we got about 14 people in, but nobody's talking. Okay, that's okay. I'm gonna continue to move on in this video. Give me a moment. Let me get off the table here. Move my headset off. Stand by. Okay, we're gonna change sets in a moment. Let me switch you over. Okay, so we're gonna go back to give you a little bit more music here. Turn on the volume on that. And I'll be right back. Let me change sets. Okay. Okay, we're over at the game table now. And basically what I have here, I have an inventory of figures. Just received a new order of game day figures here on the table. And the smaller packs that you see, little individual packages. I'll point those out in a moment. As I move around the studio, I gotta move things around so I can stay engaged. You see these individual packages here. This is how the figures come when Game Day sends an order in. Of course they come in like a box. This particular figure right here is called the Edge. This one right here. I got some other figures too I'm going to talk about. These here. But right now I'm sculpting on, I'm sculpting on a Heady Repro figure. But that's a different brand, a different model of figure. This figure right here is the Rice, called the Rice figure. And this is a close-up of it. That's how it looks when you take the figure out the bag. See, last video I talked about uh, if you didn't want to sculpt or customize your figures, you could play with uh, your figures straight out the bag. You know, you don't have to do any paint jobs, or you don't have to apply decals or anything of that sort. If you got figures and you got bases, you got a board, you can play EF. You know, the extra stuff you don't have to do. So when we go over to the pictures, we're going to show you differences, you know, between store-bought figures and customized figures. I'm going to look a little bit at that too. But yeah, these figures right here that you see in these individual wrappers are from the company Game Day. Like I said, your figures, they're gonna come in a box like this. So some more I got here. I got to inventory these. You know, so your figures will be protected when they're shipped to you. You won't get your figures broken. This bag right here is a bag of I believe it's 22 figures from footballfigure.net. All right, and the way they look individually, this is an example of one of the figures. This figure right here, and these figures, unlike the other figures, these figures are soft. You can like take a hobby knife and you can cut them. You can bend these figures. You can cut them up and shape them into other poses. So this is a bag right here I had opened already. I was taking figures out of it, but I wanted to show you a brand new bag and how it comes. I don't think footballfigure.net still sells these. They got other figures they're selling. These were the figures they were selling back in the early 2000s. All right, and here is a bag of classic Haiti Repro figures. You know, this is a bag of 22 figures. They're the classic figures from, the early days of electric football. All right, and I got a bag open already. I wanted to show you. Let me get my clip here. This is how the figure looks, out the bag, right? In fact, this figure right here is what I was sculpting on the workbench in the beginning of this video. What you see here basically are plain figures that haven't been painted yet, and we're going to get to the store-bought figures. Let's see. We have Ian Undercover. He says, "Love the channel. Just a heads up, the audio is low." Okay, thanks a lot, Ian. Let's turn the audio up a bit. Let's see what we get. Stand by for a moment. Okay. Let's move it up a bit. Let me know if again, if the audio is low, let me know. Let me know what it sounds like to you, because you want to make sure you get all the information here. If you can't, Ian, let me know how I sound now. I moved the audio up a bit. Okay, as you see here, all the figures on the table are plain figures, plain piece of plastic, no paint. All right. We got some other figures too that I want to point out. Here we have some figures from B-Nut. This is the only bag I had, so I opened these up already. I already got one figure I'm working on. Well, a couple of figures out of here I'm working on. Here. It pretty much looks like a Haiti Repro defensive back. Slight differences though. As you can see, figure has no numbers, no uniform painted on it. The figure is pretty much what it is. All right. Right. Let's put this bag over here. Adjust our audio a bit. Bring the mic up a little bit more. Okay. All right. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel. We're trying to keep the audio under control because we don't want distortion. And in previous live videos, the audio was like, incredibly high. So trying to control the volume here and try to keep it comfortable. But again, if the audio was too low, guys, let me know. All right. Okay. So I have plain figures here on the table. And by the way, the game day figures, you have to assemble these figures. You have to put them together. So when you get a figure out of the bag and you go to assemble it, you notice the figure doesn't have a platform. All right. Here are the platforms here. This is what they look like. So you have to assemble the figure, the arms, the body, and the platform. All right? So then if you don't want to do all those things, then you will want to get yourself figures that are already assembled, like the Haiti Repro figures that I showed, like this guy right here. As you can see, he's already got a platform. It's got arms, it's got the head and the body. All you gotta do is put a number on it, because if you play with 11 figures and you don't have numbers on them, then you can lose track of who's who. And the numbers are peel and stick numbers. Okay, I'm going to show you that when we go over to the pictures. Ian, how do I sound? Let me know. Or if anybody else out there is having audio issues, let me know. Am I too low? I know I'm not too high, but let me know if it's too low for you. All right. You also can adjust the volume on the YouTube video. You can go to put your mouse over the video itself, and it should be a speaker icon on the screen, and you can adjust the volume there as well. All right. You also can adjust the volume on your sound card as well. You go down to the bottom right corner of your desktop, and you'll see a speaker down there, and you click on that, and you can move your volume up and down. All right. Because see, if I push my volume up, it's going to be too much distortion. If I do this, it's going to be too loud. You hear that? So we don't want that, so we're going to bring it down some. Right about there. Okay? All right. So these are some examples of, new figures before their paint jobs. So again, if you don't want to paint, you don't want to customize, you can just get already store-bought painted figures. All right. Let's move over to desktop. All right. Now what you're looking at is a custom figure compared to a traditional electric football figure. The custom figure is the eagle on the right, this figure here. And this is my Devontae Smith figure. All right. Guys in the hobby said that my Devontae Smith figure was too big. The real Devontae Smith is a skinny guy, okay? But this is how my sculpt came out, and I'm proud of it. All right. But if you look at the comparison to my custom figure to a traditional electric football figure, and you see a huge difference. You see? Okay, Howard Klein says audio is too low. I have my home theater receiver at 65. Okay. Let's see, we're going to turn up. Okay, thanks a lot, Howard. Let's do this. I want you guys to keep me posted. Let me know. Let me know how my output is. Move it up a bit. Okay. I changed my volume here. I want you guys to let me know what I'm sounding like out there. All right? Let me know what I'm sounding like. Oh, I'm doing great, Howard. Doing great, doing great. You know. Okay, you said, I will keep it there and change it when you're finished. Okay, hope you are doing good. I'm doing great, Howard. Hey, thanks for the props. Thanks for the props. I changed my audio in a different part of my system here. You know, I want you guys to let me know what it sounds like out there. Let me know what kind of transmission you're getting. All right. You see here the custom figure compared to a traditional electric football figure. The traditional figure is the figure on the left. That's an old school New York Jet. All right, now remember how I told you about the peel and stick numbers, right? If you look right here, see number 32. You can see the edges of the numbers. That's peel and stick. You just take the number off the sheet with your fingers and you lay it on the figure. You stick it on the figure. Compared to a decal, which you see right here, the decal is laid on the figure. You wet the figure. You wet the decal. You lay it down on the figure, and it's seamless once you after you wet it and then you put solver set on it. But that's the difference between a custom figure, which is the figure on the right, compared to the traditional figure on the left. All right. So again, the choice is yours. Which figure do you want to have on your team? Which figures do you want to play with? Do you want to play with a traditional figure with peel and stick numbers? It takes less time. You can get your figures, put them on bases. But the one thing you have to do, you got to tweak your base. And after you tweak your base, you just go right ahead and play. All right? So if you go to, now if you use again, if you playing with custom figures like the one on the right here, this Eagle, my Devontae Smith figure. If you're playing with that, it's going to take you a little longer to stand your team up because you have to do everything. You're going to sculpt the figure, you're going to paint it, you got to put decals on, tweak the base, and then you're ready to play. All right? Let's go and get another figure here. You also can see the size difference as well, you know. Let me grab something else. So we have, let's look at these figures here. Okay. Again, you see my jet figure here on the left. I don't want to use that one. I want to get these guys. All right. So you see, these are three other traditional figures. The figure on the left, number 22, is a Tudor figure. Matter of fact, all three of these figures are Tudor. All right, these are early figures from the late 1960s to the early 1970s. So you got number 22 is a Chief figure, or it could have been a Dallas Texan figure before they became the Chiefs. And the second figure is a Houston Oiler in the old uniforms. And the figure on the far right here is a formerly a San Diego Charger figure. All right. So these figures, as you see them here, they have already been painted. All right. Yeah, John Hadle. That's who it is. Howard. It's John Hadle. Number 21 is John Hadle. Um, these figures are traditional electric football figures that come out the bag from the company of Tudor. These figures, by the way, are from the old Tudor. They're not from the new Tudor. All right. But as you see again, you see the peel and stick number. John Hadle's number 21 here, that number laid on a little bit cleaner. But if you look at this Oiler figure right here, number 41, you'll see the edges of the peel and stick number on the figure. And number 22, you can see a little bit of his edges. But that's the downside of playing with traditional figures and using peel and stick numbers. You don't necessarily get the look that you want. If you really want your team to really stand out and look sweet, you won't get that with custom figures. You know what I mean? You won't get that with traditional figures like the ones you see here. Okay? Howard, how was my audio? How was that coming in? Is it too low, or is it good enough? Let me know. Let's move to a different picture here. Okay, you got fine. All right, okay. You know, in my headphones, I got a little bit of snow in my headphones, and I'm trying to, eliminate that. Maybe I can back off a little bit of compression there. Maybe that'll help it out. Let me go here. Change it. Back off a little bit of that. Okay. All right, so you say you kept it at the same level, okay, and so the audio is fine on your end, okay. Since you're the only one talking to me about my audio, I guess everybody else is good to go, right? Okay. Let's see here. We're gonna go to, let's grab this picture here. Gonna move a little. Gonna take a different angle between the traditional figure and the custom figure. Same figures you saw before, and you can see the size difference. And of course, you can see the difference in look. The figure on the left is traditional. That's that figure came out the bag from Tudor, and all I had to do was put a number on it, and then put a base on it. Ready to go, right? And you see the figure on the right. I kept the helmets old school. These are old school. It's an old school Eagle helmet right here. Back in the days when they wore the 2-bar face, when teams only had but 2 bars in their face mask. All right, let's grab something else. Yeah. Now, these figures that you're seeing here these figures came from Miggle back in the 90s. What happened was Miggle bought the rights to Tudor, and they dropped the name Tudor and they took the name Miggle Toys. And these Rams right here are the 90s Rams. And as you can see, I don't have any numbers on because when I bought them, I never opened the bag until today for this video to take this picture. This is what a store-bought team looks like. It's already been painted by the manufacturer. So if you're new to the hobby and you're not ready to do extra stuff on your figures, this is the route to go. You go to Tudor Games and you buy a starter set, and it comes with 2 teams and a board and bases. The teams are already painted, and you just get to work with those 2 painted teams. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna grab another team here. All right. These are a team of Titans. So I got these Titans and these Rams from, I think it was a Super Bowl set that I bought back. No, these figures aren't '90s because the Titans and the Rams went to the Super Bowl in the 2000s. What I meant to say was the these poses. These are the traditional Haiti Fab Five poses, but this type of figure, this plastic, it came from the '90s. Okay, it came from the '90s. That's what I meant to say. But I bought those from a Super Bowl set. It came with the Rams and the Titans. All right, and those are the two teams I got. But I never played with them, never used them. Cause when I bought these teams, I was just coming back to the hobby around 2002, 2001, somewhere around there. And at the time, I was looking at, I saw guys around the hobby. They had, they were playing with footballfigure.net figures, like the bag I showed you over at the game table. They were playing with Buzzball figures. So I bought some Buzzball figures, and then I bought some Reginald Rutledge figures, and I mixed them in with some Haiti Repros. And these figures you see right here in this picture, I never played with them. Like these guys in those Rams I showed you earlier. Let me go back right here. Okay. Yeah, we got 26 guys. We got 26 people in watching the video, but only 2 guys talking. You know, let's don't be shy. Let's let us know you're in the house. All right? Let us know you're in the house. You know, it's all good here. Yeah, these are the Rams again that I bought with those Titans in that Super Bowl set. All right? Let's close this one out. Let me see. Yeah, I was just messing around right here. I just grabbed both. I grabbed my Rams and my Titans helmet, 2 figures. I figure I'll bring this up, show this in the in this video. Okay, here's another model of figure. Now these some old school Eagles. These figures came from the 19, I believe these were late 60s right here. I found these figures on eBay. So what I'm saying to, you know, guys outside the hobby, you know, people outside the hobby who are not sure. Again, this is what you do. You go get figures that are already painted. Either you buy them on eBay or you go to the games and you buy their starter set. And this is how you can play without all the extras, without all the bells and whistles. All right? But these are my old school Eagles. I found these on eBay. I think it was probably like back in like 2006 or something like that when I bought these. And I just keep them. I keep them for display. You know, so I'm here showing them to you guys here on the Electric Coast channel. Let's see. Okay, here's another picture. I wanted to show you a size comparison of, you know, pretty much all these figures are Tudor figures right here. These figures you're looking at right here. The figure on the left is a Titan. The second figure from the left is an old school Eagle, and the white figure, the third from the left, all of them are Haiti. All of them are the defensive back figure, but that third one is a Haiti Repro defensive back pose. The plastic is different. You know, the plastic on these 2 figures right here is more dense than the plastic of the other 2 figures on the left. that plastic was made in Haiti, and the plastic on the left, back in the day it was called it was made in Hong Kong, China. No, Hong Kong is not in China. No, but they were the Hong Kong figures, and that plastic was more glassy than the two figures you see on the left. Now this yellow figure on the left right here, this figure is a genuine 1967 big man figure. It's a little bit taller than your Haiti Repro defensive back pose here. It's a little bit taller. And the legs are spread a little bit wider too on that 67 big man figure. Those figures were made in 1967 by Tudor. And as the story goes, the molds were, I believe they were destroyed. There's a book called The Unforgettable Buzz, and it has a story in it. I gotta read that story again. But the 67 big man figure was discontinued. I'll say that. It was discontinued after 1967. So Tudor had gone back to the traditional, this figure here, the Haiti Repro figure there. And those are the figures they used, they sold throughout the later 60s into the 70s. Okay? Again, to people outside the hobby, if you want to keep it simple, this is how you do it. Get a regular team, go to the games, you buy your set. It comes with 2 teams, a board and bases, and you're up and running. All you gotta do is, do a little bit of work to your bases, tweak them a little bit, and you're ready to play. All right. You don't necessarily have to. Again, you don't necessarily have to do this. You don't have to customize a figure. The figure you're looking at on the right is a game day figure. Do you remember that rice pose that I showed you earlier in the video? Let's come back to the table. This pose right here, right? This is the rice. This pose is called the rice. All right. Game day. They named their figures after the players from real life players from the National Football League. Excuse me. So again, the figure you see on the right is the original figure when it came out the bag. This figure right here. And it's called the rice. And what I do now that I've gotten better at customizing and sculpt modifying my figures, I produced this figure. Right? There's a couple guys around the hobby. I was on Facebook. I posted this picture on Facebook, and a couple guys in the hobby, was like, Devontae Smith is not that big, So you got guys around the hobby who are sticklers about, scale and the size of your figure. Does your figure look like the real person? So I'm not really there yet in my customizing. But yeah, so this figure right here is what I think would make a good Devontae Smith. All right. Others argue that it says critics always there will be critics. Yeah, you're right, Howard. But the guy who critiqued my figures, I've talked with him before at tournaments, and I would say he's a very rather genuine guy. I didn't see any malice or hate when he was critiquing my figure, you know. But really, around the hobby, we got guys in the hobby who are like, these guys are like really good artists. I mean, I'm an artist a little bit. I mean, I'm not like came from the tutor tournament a few years ago. Okay, this is Flero Valentine. Fiero Valentine. You came from the tutor tournament a few hours ago. Oh, you were there in Delaware. Okay. Okay, yeah, I heard about that tournament. I talked to a few guys about that. Um, I didn't go to this first one. I want to see how it goes first before I attend that tournament. Will they? I want to see how they look next year, right? New tournaments. I stand back for a moment and see the how much progress the tournament makes after maybe the first or second tournament. Because what I do, if you guys, I don't know who's out there who's new listening to this video, but what I do, I bring camera gear to the tournament, and I video games around the room, and it's a rather daunting task, and I can't afford to be wasting time and energy on tournaments and I'm not sure if they have their program together. But that's a different story. But back to the figure. We got guys in the hobby. We got guys who are really good artists, man. I've been meaning to get some pictures from a couple of guys, because actually one of the guys who inspired me to start customizing my figures, he made these Atlanta Falcons, and when I first saw those Falcons, I was blown away. I said, I gotta learn how to do that. He was using a sculpting putty called green stuff, and he applied it to his figures, and with the decals and the paint. I mean, the figures were beautiful. And at the time, I was just, I was playing with game day figures and all the other figures, but I wasn't using decals yet. I was putting stick-on numbers on my game day figures and my football figures.net figures and so on. But when I saw those Falcons, I said, man, I gotta learn how to do that. So this was 2 years ago. So I started working on building up my figures, sculpting, and I'm a little bit better now. So I called I put my order in for decals from the decal manufacturers, and hey, they shipped their decals out to me, and I've been doing it ever since. Because one thing I will say, once you start customizing your figures, you'll never go back to a traditional figure ever again. I mean, that at least that's just with me. Once you put together a customized figure, it's nothing like it. It's very satisfying, when that figure comes together. Let me pull up. Let me get this guy right here. This is my AJ Brown figure. I'm working on a team of Eagles, and I got some 49ers I was updating. And like I said earlier, you said, okay, Fiero, you said you got me hooked a few years ago. Thank you. Yeah, and I thank you, Fiero. I thank you for being a viewer, being a subscriber, I assume. Yeah, I love this game, man. I love playing this game. I've been playing this game since I was a kid. And I digress for a moment from this figure, but I just want to say this. I've been playing this game since I was what? I would say I got my first electric football board around when I was 10 years old. Yeah, my aunt bought it for me. And I had just started watching football the year before, I had watched the Steelers and the Rams in the Super Bowl, and I didn't know what I was looking at the time. But by the time I got that board, I knew it was football. I knew what I was looking at, and I've been playing ever since. But then when I became a teen, I stopped playing, and then I came back to the hobby in around 2002, 2001, right? Um, yeah. So it's been a long journey. It's been a long journey. This is my other customized figure right here, my AJ Brown figure, and that figure was derived from the Hitman. That's the figure on the right is a game day figure, and it was that figure is called the Hitman figure. There's two kinds of Hitman figures. You got the one with the left leg up and the other one with the right leg up. So I took that figure out of out of the bin and looked at it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to make this a wide receiver. I'm gonna see how it look as a wide receiver. And I sculpted on it, and it started coming. It started coming to life. And I said, yeah, I think that'll make a good AJ Brown. There's some other figures that Game Day sells that are wide receiver figures, but I wanted to do something different. I wanted to take the figure. I wanted to get a different figure and go in a different direction. So that Hitman figure, I used it before as a running back. I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago. I made it to a Ram running back. It looked okay, but I thought maybe, hey, I could do something else with it. So when I made this AJ Brown figure, turn into a wide receiver. So you look here, this is the custom job right here. That's the complete figure right there. You see how the numbers lay down. You see how the helmet symbol, is laid down on the figure. All right? That's what customizing does for you. It gives you, it adds it makes your figure stand out. All right? Yeah. I had lost my train of thought when I was talking about my time coming into the game, and I wanted to segue into, how this channel came about. When I came back to the hobby back in 2000, between 2001 and 2002, as I was playing, playing at home, just in my own space, I was in a class. I was taking a computer class during that time too, and the professor wanted us to create a website. And I'm like, wow, build a website. Yeah, I can do that, but what content am I gonna put on it? And I looked over at the table and I was like, wow, you know what? I'm gonna do electric football on this website. So he said he wanted audio, he wanted video, and text. So I went and bought my first camera, my first video camera, and I started, videoing my figures running across the table. And I had never seen my figures on camera before. So I kind of blew myself away. I was like, wow. I had never seen EF on camera before. So I put the website up. I got my grade. I passed the class. And I was like, well, I don't need the website anymore. But then something hit me. It said, you know what? Why not keep doing it? So I kept putting videos on my on the website that I had I stood up, and one of the guys in the community was before that I went to Buzzball's page. This is when Buzzball was they were selling their figures. They were selling their figures and Haiti Repro figures also. And he had links. Buzzball had links on their page, and I asked Buzzball could I put my link on his page, and his name is George Diamond, and George was like, yeah, go ahead and put your link on there, man. So I gave him my link, and he posted it on his page, and then guys around the hobby saw my work. So one of the guys was like, man, why don't you go on YouTube, man? So this is probably like around like, so by now it's probably like around 2006. So I'm doing these videos on my website for like about 4 years now, right? So we have 2006. So I'm like, nah, I don't know if I want to be on YouTube, man. I'm just gonna keep it right here. So around 2008, I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and put a video on YouTube. So I did that. You say Buzzballs on eBay? Yeah, I see him on eBay. Yeah, I see him on it sometimes. But there was a time he had a site where you can go to him and buy his stuff. Good afternoon, sir. I would love to see complete matches. Oh, yeah, hey, I got complete matches on the channel. Right, if you click on the electric coach name, you'll see. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let me take you over to, let's go on the internet real quick. And we're gonna go to my channel. All right. Here's my channel right here. We're gonna bring this up. This is the Electric Coach channel. And if you want to see a whole game, I have the Capital City Clash. I got the second half of the Capital City Clash right here. It's the third video on top. All right, it's third video on top. Okay. There are many. I got other games in here too. I got the first in the first two rows is Capital City Clash, and I got some plays from North Carolina also in here. But yeah, I got games. I got games on here. Yeah, SI Warehouse was a place that where you can buy gear from. You know. Yeah, EFDW also. You can buy figures from them too. But yeah, I started this YouTube channel you see right here. You see? And I believe now I have like over 200 videos on here, man. And that's not including this live I'm doing right here. He has good teaching on EF. Yeah, EFL on his site. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I also teach. I demonstrate EF. I got some tweak videos on here. I got some other some lectures on here that I did. I have a couple of paint videos also, and I have some analysis videos. So yeah, if you come to this channel, there's something on this channel that's for you. If you're interested in this hobby, there's something here. Got a little history video here. It's entitled Game Board Nostalgia. All right. Yeah. So pretty much whatever you're looking for concerning EF, I've done enough work on here where I built a catalog. All right. And it all started from a website back in 2001, 2002. And I've been doing it ever since. I'm growing a channel with my technology pretty much. Because that's where the work is done. The work is done in the background. I got mixers now, I got cameras. You know, the set pretty much is the same. You know, we're here at what I call Electric Coach Studios. You know, I bring you to the game table, and under this board is my custom board. It's my board. I call it Electric Coach Park. But this board is a model. It's a model 600. Let me see. This is a 620 model. Yeah, this is the 19. This board was built in 1967 by Tudor, and that board came with those 1967 big man figures I talked about earlier. Okay, Draco, you said I went to a convention in Philadelphia a few years ago. I got some teams and old boards, but I really want a big board. Yeah. Okay, you went to a convention in Philadelphia a few years ago. Okay, the convention I remember that I went to in Philly was 2014. You're not talking about that one, are you? Or did you go? Okay, you bought some teams. So the places where you bought the convention where you bought teams at Tudor Games was there. They were selling figures. Um, I got a video of that too a long time ago. I can pull it up while I have you here at the game table. Um, yeah, but the place where you would do that at, that's the 16 convention. Yeah, I gotta scroll down because that was 9 years ago, if I recall. Browns and Giants. Yes. Okay. Oh, so Drago, it was a 2014 tournament, right? Okay. So yeah, that would be about 9 years ago, and I do have videos of that here on the Electric Coast channel. Um, yeah, I'm scrolling down now. I wanted to pull up a video clip from that tournament. That's 8 years ago. Scroll down. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff in on my channel. That's 11 years ago. That was 10. That's 9. Workout. Yeah, here it is. This is TutorCon 14 parts 1 and 2. I'll click on this one and bring this one up for you. Yeah, I did this video again 9 years ago, and yeah, I had a great time. In fact, that was the first tournament that I attended because it took me a while to start going to tournaments too because I wasn't quite ready for that. Yeah, these are the traditional boards right here. And YouTube, these are my videos, so don't flag me. And that's Doug Strom. He's the owner of Tudor. Let me blow this video up. I mean, I could bring the audio in, but I didn't set up a connection for that. But this is Doug Strom. He fades out, and these are all the guys. So Drago, you talking about this video right here, Coach? You ever think of doing a video of you playing solitaire with some tips? Yeah, I can do that. I can do a solitaire video with some advice. But for right now, you can look at my analysis videos where I talk about a few things. I talk about things like leaving the switch on too long. You know, I talk about, what to look for when you see players line up a certain way. Yeah, that's the traditional board right there you're looking at. It's a smaller board that you would get from Tudor Games, all right? If you just want to play normal. You don't want to be radical. You don't want to customize. You don't want to paint. You purchase the, let me move this video ahead a little bit, see if we can get, okay, there it is. That's traditional board, your store-bought figures, the board and figures, everything comes in one package. All right? Yes, we have referees, as you can see. This just came out. Yeah, you remember when the clear bases came out? Yeah, those are the speed cleats, and the other clear base was it had the prongs were blades. I forget what the speed cleats were, the two separate skis, if you will. I call them skis. I call them skis, but I have a video on how to tweak those two on this channel. But the ones that had the blade, I think they're not called power. I forgot what Tudor called them. Yeah, this is one of the guys in the hobby. He's out of Philadelphia. I forget his name. Let me move down. Oh, here. Oh, this guy right here. This guy, that's Aaron out of Ohio. I bumped into him at the convention back then. Talk to him all the time on Facebook. All right, and that's his son. His son's a grown man now. And they were playing they were playing they were playing against one another at the convention. Another guy. I'm right in the left corner of the guy with the referee jersey. Okay, let me go back and get that. Okay, Drago. Uh, let's see here. That's Chris Stringer. All right, Drago. Are you the guy wearing number 32? Let me move back some more. Make sure I got the right guy. You said you're the guy on. You're in the left. And okay, so I see Chris Stringer right there. All right, so I know that's not you. Oh, you're in the vendor section on the left. Okay. So you talking about somewhere over here? Let's clear that ink real quick. All right, on the visitation, the ball guy. Okay, boom, boom, boom. You're on the left of the referee or the left of the video. Let's make that clear, because the ball guy that's on the left of the referee, that's Chris Bops. So I know you ain't him, unless it is you and you use a different name. The other side, okay. Let's see. So you're somewhere. I'm trying to see my video here. You're in there somewhere? Farther away. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's not worry about it. This was 9 years ago. You're farther away. I mean, you got the wall over here, all right? So we're not going to worry about it. You're here now, all right, Drago? All right. So yeah, this was the tournament back in 2014. And that's Aaron again. We're gonna move it down some. Norbert Rebels. Okay. And got kids playing. Now, here's the, let me pause it right there. Now, if you're a kid learning to play EF for the first time, this is what you want to do definitely. You want to get a starter set. And that way you can make a determination whether you want to play this game or not. You know, now the game may not have the same effect on you that it had on me when I was a kid. That's another reason why you want to get a starter set. And on top of that, you're not really big enough yet for the custom boards. All right. So that's I'm gonna come out of this video. I'm gonna come out of this one. We're gonna go back to the channel. So yeah, that tournament was 2014. All right, and this channel right here is the Electric Coast channel, my channel, where you're at now. And you can come on here and you can find videos of different things. Again, Drago, you want some tips? I have this EF strategy video here you can look at, and I give some small advice. I got a play analysis video here. I got a miniature football 101. That's another one. And I illustrate in those videos also, so you get what I'm talking about. All right. So yeah, go back to the table. And again, this video was about, figures and the approach that one should take, concerning this hobby. If you're new to the hobby, or if you're not sure, this is the way to go. You want to go just get store-bought gear, board, figures, and bases, and you you start there and you can figure out whether or not you want to go forward with the game. If playing traditional is enough for you, then that's what you do. If you want more, you want to step your game up and start playing with custom stuff, custom equipment. Hey, this community has everything you need to get that done. You know, you got different companies. So, Drago, you said, do you collect teams from another league besides NFL? I mean, because okay, Drago, because I paint my own figures. Remember the pictures that I showed you. All right. You know, let me grab this guy. Again, that's my AJ Brown figure. I paint my own figures. So whatever team I want, I can make them. If I want to paint a Pop Warner team, I can do that. See, that's the beauty of customizing figures. You can do whatever you want. That's the reason why. I got into customizing, because I want to make the teams I want to make. Now, predominantly, yes, my teams are pretty much NFL teams. You know, right now, I'm going between some Eagles and 49ers. I had some Chiefs a while ago, and when I started customizing, I put those Chiefs, I soaked those Chiefs, and I basically cleaned the paint off because I wanted to start over. I think I got a couple of them. I still, or did I? Yeah, I don't have those Chiefs anymore. I thought I still had a couple of figures left. I had a couple of linemen left. Did I? Yeah, I got two linemen here. Let me bring you over to the table. Bring these over to the table. This guy and this guy. Let me set that right there for a minute. I'm gonna zoom in and show them to you. On the I did my video called Go Back Go. I believe it was when Patrick Mahomes was a rookie then. I think he was. And this is one of my old Chiefs linemen. All right. So I don't have this whole team anymore. The receivers, my Travis Kelce tight end, I don't have that anymore. But these are the two Chiefs I got left over. I forgot who these figures are by right here. I forgot who they by. I bought a bag of those about 4 or 5 years ago, and put those guys next to some Haley Repro blockers, and made an offensive line out of that. But yeah, I pretty much have NFL teams. That's pretty much what I do, what I make. But if I want to do college, if I want to make Georgia Bulldogs, not a problem. Pac-10, Big 12, I can go there. Again, that's what customizing does for you. All right, but if you are new to the hobby, or if you're not really sure what to do, then customizing what you see right here, this figure right here, this is one of my figures, you may not be ready for that, because this is a different, another level of this hobby. In my opinion, it's expert level. All right. Oh, and by the way, the board you see the figure standing on, this is my custom board. That's Electric Coach Park. All right, and that's another thing. If you're new to the hobby, you may not be ready to keep a custom board. You lost signal? Okay, let me check something here. Let me look at my stream. Let me look at the strength of my stream here. Stand by for a moment. Okay, Howard, you lost signal. Did anybody else lose signal? Okay, let me see. In analytics, stream health. Okay, my stream health is looking good over here at YouTube. Make sure that your internet connection didn't drop out on you. For those who can hear, okay, I'm good. Okay, all right, okay, Fiero, all right, I'm good. All right, yeah. So my stream health here at YouTube is strong. So if you dropped out, if your signal dropped out, you might want to look at your internet connection. Make sure you didn't make sure your internet connection didn't fail. All right. Yeah. Again, expert level. I consider doing this type of work in this hobby. Customizing and playing with custom boards and you're tweaking bases, you're building teams from ground up. You're pretty much doing everything yourself, like I do. Well, the only thing I don't do myself is of course, I don't make figures. Although I can, I intend to start pouring molds of my sculpts, but that's later. That's for a later time. I don't make boards, although I can. Electric Coach Park. I had a sign company do my field, but the frame I cut myself. All right. There are guys who in the hobby who are they're board makers. They design boards. Okay, you just came back. Okay, Howard. All right, so you gotta make sure your internet connection is up. Cause my signal strength here on YouTube is good. It's strong. It's excellent. And my internet is up. All right. So what I was saying was, there are guys who make boards. You got Next Level in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Kenny King, he's the owner of that company. And if you want to meet all the guys in the hobby, you come to Facebook. You join us on Facebook. Matter of fact, I'm gonna log on to Facebook real quick. Let me switch you over and put you right there. Give me a moment here. Let's go back to the internet. And so when I log on, I don't want you to see, although my password is not visible. Gotta be careful not to show that. So I got you here at the and this right here, this image right here. This is Electric Coach Park, by the way. All right. So we can go over here to Facebook real quick. Jump on. Okay, I'm on keyboard. All right. We didn't turn anything off, did we? All right. Do this one. Stand by for a moment. Going to get in here to Facebook. Turn that off. Okay. We're going to bring you back over. Let's see what we got. All right. So right now we got Rafiq McDonald. He's another Rafiq McDonald is one of our artists in the hobby. Sharp paint jobs, customizing, you name it. I have 2 of Reggie's boards. Okay, Howard, that's so you bought a stadium too? Because he was making stadiums, years ago. He doesn't. I don't think he does stadiums anymore. But yeah, as you see right here, this is Facebook right here, and these guys are playing at down the deep south. He has a live video there at the House of Hits. Let's see what we got here. Got a few guys commenting on that league there. It's not exactly a tournament. They were there. I think that's the Deep South league going on there. Let me see a couple of comments. Yeah, right. So that's Hugh Moore. My other comment over here from Hugh Moore. We were discussing something else concerning our past lives in the military, but that's not that doesn't have anything to do with EF. So yeah, you know what? I'm gonna take you. Let me find that comment where the guy said that my Devontae Smith figure was too big. Let me scroll down see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, that was Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown. I posted my Devontae Smith figure on the National Electric Football Game Museum, and Kevin came back. I met Kevin in North Carolina at the Bull City Brawl back in 2000. I believe it was 2020. Yeah, it was 2020. That was the last time I've been there. All right, and Kevin came on here and he says he gave me props on the figure. He goes, "Nice, but Devontae has never looked that swole ever." You know, I responded to him and I said to him, I could have taken more material from the piece. I never said that my sculpts were exactly like the real person. And then another guy came in, Kerry Moss, and he answers Kevin. He says he's called the Slim Reaper for a reason, talking about Devontae Smith. All right, so those were the comments about this figure right here. You know, I posted this figure, the image of this figure, you know, across YouTube. So what I was saying to you about YouTube, for those who want information on the hobby, you come to YouTube and you can you'll find guys here. You'll meet guys around the hobby here. The page you can go to is, let's see, where is it? It's the Miniature Football Coaches Association. You come here and you pose your questions right here to this site right here is pretty much the headquarters, if you will, of our hobby. You know, you want to talk to guys. You know, if you got questions, you come on here. And I'm definitely in here. I'm always on Facebook, looking for conversations, posting, and here's some figures here from Tom Shamel. He did some Saints, and this is his customized job. You know, and you see his figures. He took, basically what he did was he took the figure out the bag as it was, and he painted and decaled the figure. Nothing extra. He may have used a little bit of green stuff probably to work on the shoulders of a couple of those figures. But for the most part, that's his customized job. You know? So you can, you know, when you look at figures from different people, you know, like, okay, again, my figure. Now, I'm not saying I'm the best at any of this. I'm just using my work as an example, right? This is one of my 49er figures. It's my Dre Greenlaw linebacker, right? Okay, that's my work. Okay? Then you come, and as you go throughout the hobby and you see other guys, you'll see this guy, Tom Schimmel. I don't think I've ever met him before, but that's his work. You see? So I don't think he has anything else in there. All right, let me close that out. Let's see, we got other pictures here. All right, that's a pose. All right, this is Tom Schimmel again with a Chicago Bear figure. That's I forget the guy's name. He was a punt returner for the Bears. He played corner, and they switched him over to wide receiver. I forget his name already. His name escapes me right now. All right, but this is, customizing work right here. All right. Excuse me. So again, as I've been saying throughout, Devin Hester. There you go. Thanks a lot, Fiero. Yeah, that's the Devin Hester figure. Devin Hester pose, if you will. All right. I mean, it could have been Deion. Could have did Deion Sanders pose, a Deion Sanders figure, but Tom wanted to do Devin Hester. All right. Let me see what we got. What else we got in here? Okay, so you got Paul Godola. Never met him, but these are his Tennessee Titans. You see? So just from these small examples, you see how coaches, their work separates them from other coaches. This is what customizing does. But again, now these are a kicker. The figure on the left is a kicker, and the figure on the right is in a punt pose. You got a holder in there, and you got the receivers. He painted the stripes, but he used decals for the numbers and the helmet. So that's Paul Godola. I didn't want to do that. Wrong keyboard. Push this one. All right, let me move this out of the way. I hit the wrong button here. Let's see, you got some more Titans over here. Who is this? This is also Paul Godola's Titans in the white. As you see, not a bad looking team. All right. So we want to be careful how we move around this Facebook, because sometimes, we run. Here's some more pictures here from Tim Schimmel, from Tom Schimmel. These are his Saints. He's got some other pictures of his Saints. All right. Deuce McAllister, Reggie Bush, Colston. You see? So you see right here how Tom's paint work is different from Paul Godola's. Tom, he chose to use all decals for his figures. He put decals. He decaled the pant stripe, decaled the helmet, right? You see the figure right here, Colston, Marquez Colston. Deuce McAllister's pant stripe is decaled. You see? You see the full detail of the figures. All right? But again, as I said before, you don't have to do all of that. And this is Brian Nutt's son, Kyle. It appears he has I think this is a university team. Let's see. Let me move ahead, see if we can find out. I'm not sure. That Notre Dame, I'm not sure who that is. Let me get up on the screen here. Now, these figures right here are figures straight out the bag. These are Brian Nutt's figures, by the way, the bag that I showed you earlier. And he painted the figures. He painted the figures. Okay, that looks like, hold on. I think that's Army. Okay, that's Army. Let's do this. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to take his figures out of the bag real quick. I'm going to bring you over to the table in a moment. All right. I'm going to grab these two figures here. That's the wide receiver and linebacker. I'm going to do this. I'm going to come over to the table real quick. I want to show you this. This is how the figure looks. The B-Nut figure that you saw, the Army figure. This is one of the figures and how it looks straight out the bag. And that's basically what Kyle did. All right? And it's the other figure right here. Took the plain figure out the bag and painted it, decaled it. Just like that. Those are the figures painted and decaled. Number 33 and number 10. Not familiar with their names, but all in all, it's good work. A good customized job. You see? Let's move down some more. This is Kyle again, and he did some Bengals. He's got a team of Bengals right here. Again, he painted and decaled his father's figures. He basically took the figures out of the bag, and that's what you see. We're on Facebook right now, all right? So if you want to come on to Facebook and talk to the guys, this is the place where you go. This is the Miniature Football Coaches Association. Scroll down some more. J.E. Gibby, he has a small video on here depicting his what appears to be his 1960 his 60s Rams. So this is what we do in the hobby. We show our wares here on Facebook. Well, me, I do both. I go between YouTube and Facebook. You know. Let's come on down some more. Let's see what we got. Okay, here's Vernon Sterling. He has a video on here showing a small stadium that he has. You see? So anywhere, whatever you want to do in this hobby, whatever world you want to create in this hobby, you can do it. You know, you want to play in a stadium? Here it is. You know, you want crowd noise. You can pump crowd noise in your house and line up and match up against people, right? So I mean, I just go on and on. We got Jay Poor. He has his Ohio State custom board, and he's running bases. He's racing his two figures, and this is a custom board right here. All right. Got a guy here demonstrating kicking. It's Ed Kelleher. Never met him before. You know, so we here in the hobby, we come on here and we just show our stuff. And we got J.E. Gibby. He's got a picture of a base here showing the prongs and how he tweaked. Don't know exactly. Then he's showing the base running. You see? So again, You come to this page on Facebook, the Miniature Football Coaches Association, and post your stuff, ask your questions. And here's Ed Keller again. He has a team of Jaguars and a team of Colts in traditional figures straight out the bag. That's how he plays. So what I've been saying throughout the video, if you want to play regular, this is how you do it. All right. Let's move that out of the way. We're gonna just scroll through and see what kind of Dwayne L. Wallace. Can someone tell me what team is this? Okay, Dwayne. When at first glance, I thought Miami Dolphins, and I think that's how Tudor had those Dolphins painted. And that question was posted back January 28th. Not sure if anybody answered or not. Somebody named Mike Smith said, "Old Tudor paint schemes." And Ryan's Electric Football Network answered. He said, "It's supposed to be the Dolphins. That particular paint job was supposed to be a Tudor giveaway, but every time I tried to cash in on that deal, they were out of stock. I was helping my sister save some money." Oh, that's his personal stuff. Okay. Excuse me. But yeah, those are the Dolphins. Those figures are the Miami Dolphins. When you get Tudor painted figures, this is what you get. You don't get this is the downside of not customizing. You get jersey color and pants, and the paint may not be spot on, and the symbol on the helmet is kind of off. And let me see, Draco, you said, "I paint two teams from Mexican colleges, UNAM and Monterey TEC." Yeah. Hey, more power to you, guy. You paint whatever teams you want. That's the beauty of this game in its entirety. You can do whatever you want with it. Once you get the game in your house, you can play by whatever rules you want to play by. You want to play with high school teams, you can play with high school. You want to play with Pop Warner, you can do that. Pro teams, if you want to play a pro team against a Pop Warner team, you can do that in this hobby. For obvious reasons, the figures are not real people, so it doesn't matter. All right, but yeah, whatever world you want to create, knock yourself out. Here is Ransom Fox, and he has a video depicting his board and his figures. And I think that looks like Michigan. Not Michigan, but wow, is that the Spartans? Michigan State? No. That's Miami, Ohio, I think it is. Marshall. I'm sorry, Marshall. He said Marshall. Yeah, this is his Marshall team. Let's scroll down some more. Who else we got here? Eagles and Seahawks. We got a coach on here, Roger Fisher, Coach Moody with a double dip throwback Seahawks and Eagles bull risers. Yeah. We got coaches who make riser legs for your game board. And this is Roger Fisher. He makes these riser legs. You put them on each corner of your board, and it raises your board up. And it helps you with, it keeps you from having to bend over as far. When you play on a traditional board. This is a Seahawk board risers, and these are Eagle board risers. You see, he's got some other ones too. That's J. Gibby again with his figures running. And this is Darryl D. Legend Smith with some Rams he got. Rams in the gray uniforms. You see? So you can, again, paint whatever teams you want. Let's scroll down. Okay, we got Paul Godola again, and he has what appears to be. I'm not sure what team this is. Let me move over a little bit. That looks like, okay, that's old school Saints. That looks like the Saints with the old black helmets back in the day. You know, so yeah, so regardless of what team it is, you know, you again, you can make them how you want to make them. All right. Now he didn't do a total customized job. He painted the pan stripe, but he decaled the helmet symbol and the numbers, and he painted the shoe. I think that's a pony shoe. I'm not sure if that's Nike or Pony. I'm not sure, but he hand painted one part and decaled something else. Again, he did what he liked to do. Then we have Manny Hall here. He has his Raven figure. You see? So we just go around. This is a Rod Wilson figure. Okay, it's Rod Wilson. Okay. Decal the numbers. Sharp paint job. Look, the figure looks awesome. You know, that's another thing. If you want to play with retired players, you can do it. If you want to make a classic team of, you know, Pittsburgh Steelers or Dallas Cowboys in electric football, it's possible. You know, it's another angle of Rod Wilson pose, close up front. Okay, let's close that. All right, here we go right here. This is Roger Staubach. How far back you want to go? You know, I think this figure is this is by Manny Hall. I think this figure is a next level figure. And you see the decal name and number on the back. The sock stripe, decal shoes. You know, Roger Staubach. So if you want to play with a 70s team, no problem. It can be done right here in NEF. All right. I mean, like, wow, I can just sit here on Facebook all day and just look at stuff. Okay, here we have Ryan's Electric Football Network. Okay, look at this. Traditional electric football. This is what you do, like I said before. If you don't want all the bells and whistles, this is what you do. You get your teams already painted by Tudor. They come in a box with the board and bases, and this is how it goes. Let's see. He's got, I think these are 49ers and the Texans. Yeah, the scoreboard's right there. You see? He's playing on a traditional board. See that? So you come on Facebook, meet all the guys. And we have Brandon Seegers, and these are his Cincinnati Bengals. Now he took his figures out the bag as they were. He painted them and put decal, and he decaled the figures. You see, and because when you do your own paint jobs, you can get your colors spot on. That's the Bengals orange, and that's their black. I got no gripes about that team right there, about how that team has been painted, how it's been customized. That team is spot on. Let's move up a little bit. Get a closer look. You see there? That's the Electric Football Cincinnati Bengals, done by Brandon Seegers. All right. This is the Miniature Football Coaches Association page. All right. So, okay, listen, you guys don't have any more questions, no more talk, right? Had 55 viewers. Okay, not bad. So, we're going to adjourn here. And I'll see you guys, the next go round. It's the Electrical Channel. I'm Mo. Thanks for watching.